Excel 2016, Module 2, pages 100 to 105. On page 100, please read about copying and pasting formats using your Format Painter. This is something we use for the rest of the class. It's a huge time savings device, and you want to make sure you understand how it works. To use the Format Painter to copy and paste a format, go to your documentation worksheet and select A1 to A2. On the Home tab in the Clipboard group, click your Format Painter button. The formats from the selected cells are copied to the clipboard. A flashing border appears around the selected range, and your pointer, right there, you see it, changes to a plus sign and like a little paintbrush. Go to the Sales Report worksheet and click cell A1. The formatting from the documentation worksheet is removed from the clipboard and applied to the range A1 to A2. But notice that the gold font color you applied to the text selection morning was not included in the pasted formats. So we're going to need to fix that. So double-click in cell A1 to go into editing mode and select the word morning. Now we need to go change the font. So we're going to go to our font button, hit that down pointing arrow, and it's this gold right here. Right there. Gold accent 4. Go ahead and click it. And then press your enter key to get out of edit mode and to accept the changes. And now you see that the morning is in the gold color. Okay, at the top of page 101, to copy and paste multiple formats, select the range B4 to F12. So we're going to go to B4, and we're going to go to F, and down to 12. Okay, on your Home tab, in the Clipboard group, click the Format Painter button. Now, click on cell B14. It's right here. It says Sales Statistics per Store. Click on it. Okay, and you can see that it copied all of those formats over. Select the range C23 to E23, and we're going to format this data. So we're going to go to C23 to E23, right there. On the Home tab in the Number group, click the Comma Style button, and then click the Decrease Decimal button twice. Okay, so you know how to do this, right? Comma Style, decrease decimal 2 times. Comma, decrease 2 times, 1, 2. And now those numbers are properly aligned with the other numbers in their columns. Click cell F23, right there. In the Numbers group, click the Percent Style button to change the number to a percentage, and then click the Increase Decimal button twice. Okay, again, you know how to do this by now. Right there, and increase 2 times, 1, 2. The value is now formatted to match the other percentages. Go ahead and deselect, and this is a really good time to reach up and hit save. Alright, at the bottom of page 101, read about copying formats with the Paste Options button, because this one works a little bit differently. And when you've read that, go ahead and turn the page and read on page 102 about copying formats with Paste Special. At the top of page 103, read about finding and replacing text and formats. And if you haven't read those, you need to pause this video right now and go read it. Alright, on page 103, to find and replace the street title abbreviations. On the Home tab in the Editing group, Home tab, Editing group, click the Find and Select button. There's Find and Select, and select Replace. The other way to do this is the keyboard command Control-H as in Happy, which opens your Find and Replace dialog box with your Replace tab selected. Know both ways, please. In the Find What box, type AVE period, and you have to check your spelling and make sure it is exactly correct on this one. So pause and make sure that's correct. Press your Tab key, or you can just click right there, and you Replace with box, and type the word again very carefully, exactly this way, capital A, Avenue. Before you click anything else, when you're doing a find and replace, you always stop and make sure. Can you imagine if you misspelled this and then replaced everything with a misspelled word? So make sure it's spelled correctly. Move on to step 4. Click the Replace All button to replace all occurrences of the search text without reviewing them. Okay, so we're going to hit Replace All. And it says all done. We've made 3 replacements, and the book says exactly what we should have is 3 replacements. So go ahead and click OK. Next, you replace the other street title abbreviations. Repeat steps 2 through 5 to replace all occurrences of each of the following. So, the abbreviation for street with the word street. So, same thing, we're just going to pop up here. Street. Street, we're going to stop. We're going to check and make sure they're both exactly right before we go on, and we're going to hit Replace All. Okay, just keep going with these. Lane to lane, and I would stop and check. Replace All. And finally, drive. Okay. If you need to pause and slow down and do all those, stop right now, pause the video, and finish it off. Alright, when we're finished with all this, we're going to click this Close button because you have to physically close this. It doesn't close itself. And now it says to scroll through. And you can go down here and you can look at all your street addresses, and there's lane and there's avenue. Okay, and there's street and there's avenue and there's drive, and you can just check to make sure that you made all of your replacements. Alright, this is a good time to reach up and hit save. And then we're going to turn the page to page 104, and we are going to actually replace some formatting. Alright, step number 1. On the Home tab in the Editing group, click the Find and Select button and then click Replace, or use Control H. Delete what you have in these 2 boxes. Okay, this stuff always sticks, and you need to always remember to clean this stuff out because it will kill your Find and Replace if you don't get the old junk out of there. Now we're going to leave both of these blank, and we are going to click the Options button to expand our dialog box, and that's right there. So go ahead and click Options. Step number 4, click the Format button. Okay, so in here, we're on Replace. So you can see right here it says Find What, and this is blank, this says No Format Set, and this says Format button. So what format do we want to find? Let's go ahead and click this button, and it's going to open another dialog box. So what we want to look for, first of all, we want to click on our Font tab, and then we want to click the color box and select White Background 1 Theme Color. Okay, so here's our color box. Hit that down pointing arrow. Remember that the white background is right there. Now, step number 6, click the Fill tab, and then in the background color selection, click the gold color, the 8th color in the first row. I think we're pretty familiar with that by now. Now, click the OK button to close the Find Format dialog box and return to the Find and Replace dialog box. So if you take a look at this, it says Find What? We're not looking for words. We're looking for a gold background with white font. Step number 8. Let's go down to Replace With and click the Format button there. On the Fill tab, click the gold color. So on the Fill tab, we want gold. Just right there. Click the Font tab, and in the color box, click blue in the standard colors. So on our Font tab in the color box, we're going to go down to our standard colors, and we're going to click blue. Go ahead and click OK. Now, you can see right here, so we went from this gold background to this gold background, this white to this blue. On the top of page 105, click the Replace All button, and it should tell you that it made 16 replacements. Go ahead and click OK. Now, really important that you understand the next step, because this is killer for all of my students, and this is where huge mistakes end up happening. We have to clear these boxes out, or this is going to stay in there and it's going to ruin any further find and replace that you might try. So, to clear the options from the Find and Replace dialog box, in the Find and Replace dialog box, click the Format button arrow in the Find What row and then click Clear Find Format. So we're going to come up right here and we are going to clear Find Format. Then we're going to come down to Replace With. We're going to hit that down pointing arrow and we're going to click Clear Replace Format so that both of these say No Format Set. When you have both of those cleared out, you can go ahead and click Close. Alright, the last thing we're going to do in this video is we're going to read this tiny little bit about working with themes. Okay, on the bottom of page 105, to change the workbook's theme. On the ribbon, click the Page Layout tab. In the Themes group, click the Themes button. The Themes gallery opens. Office, the current theme, is the default. You can see it right there. That's the one we're currently using because that's the default. Point to the different themes in the Themes gallery using the live preview to preview the impact of each theme on the fonts and colors used in the worksheet. Okay, you can see we have a big scroll bar. You can scroll down and you can take your time and look through all the themes. When you're finished looking at them all, the one we're going to use is called Droplet, which is right there. Do you see it? Go ahead and select Droplet. And you've now put your Droplet theme on. Reach up and hit Save, and you're ready to move on to your next video.